Hey, everyone. Hello, it's Wendy Richmond. I'm the CEO of Results Matter Dental Marketing, and I am wanting to talk with you today about, there's different things going on in my business right now, and I have started, I don't know if you're like me, but I buy a books, right? So I know that I should be learning more and I should be reading more and all those kinds of things that everybody tells you should do. And I'm the kind of person, I buy a lot of books and I don't necessarily read all the books that I buy. But I finally, came to a point a few weeks ago in my business that I wanted to make some changes. And I was just like, well, how am I going to make some changes? What do I need to do? What can help me? Who can help me? And then I was like, well, let me look at the books that I have. And I remembered that I had bought this book called Atomic Habits. And by James Clear, and it was an interesting book. I didn't know, when I buy books, I don't know sometimes how big they are or whatever, and I was just like, oh gosh, that's a pretty thick book. I'm like, once I got it, I'm like, oh, that's just too much. Wow. Ugh. So I didn't do anything with it. Then I read it again, or read the cover, and tiny changes, remarkable results. And I'm like, okay, Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Uh, and I was just like, okay, well, let me just give it a shot and see. So I had learned from, I don't know, more than one, I think, of the gurus that I follow, talking about uh, that to learn faster is if you read at the same time as you listen. And so I bought the audiobook. Of course I bought the book, and I first started listening to it because I'm like, well, let me just listen first and see. Then I'm like, ooh, I kind of like this. So I did what, I was taught to do, which was read and listen at the same time. And the other thing that I do when it comes to when I finally do read a book is that I actually start taking notes of the book. And but one thing that this book inspired me to do was to actually like do what it says, implement. And I've gotten better over the years of when I learn something to implement it straight away. And instead of trying to learn so many things at one time, it's like, well, what's one thing that I can do? What's one thing I can take from my first time through this book that I can, use for my business and of course my life and all those good things. So one of the first things I did was I went to good old Amazon and I bought myself a habit tracker. Okay. And so this is like this. Okay. And when I go in, I go all in. So I have this habit tracker, which sits on my desk and goes around with me upstairs, downstairs. I got this one that actually sits up here behind me on the wall. I just took it down so I could show you. And I also, because I now I track everything, and I've learned that the more I track, the better actually I feel, and the more that gets done. And so and I've been doing this for quite a while now. So I'm actually in the habit, a good habit of actually writing down my goals and stuff. And one of my mentors, Grant Cardone, has the 10X planner. So I've been doing this for years now, where I write out my goals 2 times a day, in the morning and in the evening. But I also have, let's see, besides that, I've got this book is a book that I write my successes and my business successes, my business failures. I keep track of that now. I've got a journal that I just journal my feelings or what's going on in my life. I got this is for my weight, because I'm trying to lose and get in better shape and all that. So this is my weight, and actually start tracking what I eat. I have this here. This one's just specifically for Results Matter dental marketing. So I've got that. And, so it's like when I go all in, I mean, I go in. I have another big one that's like for the bigger goals. So, I mean, it's amazing. But like with the tracker and the habit tracker, so here's what, this is me, right? So I was looking at, okay, well, what can I do to better my business as well as my life? So, of course, there's different goals. So I have started out at 30 minutes a day. And if you look here, right? I check, you can X off, right? So I've been doing really good. And that's like, ooh, I like seeing all the progress. Drums for 30 minutes. Oh, the workout actually, I went from 30 minutes now up to 60 minutes because I got that habit down and I'm doing it. And I'm actually post on social, cold call new businesses, no candy, because there's some bad habits that I want to stop, right? So I'm checking those off as well. Wake up at 4:45 in the morning. So there's wake up, which is actually I have my alarm set. Actually, I wake up. It doesn't necessarily mean I get up. So I have like the get up at 4:45, and then I've started writing in the times I actually get up, which is like 5:30, 4:55 today. Talk with a business person about what I do one thing nice for my partner, do one thing nice for my son, read one chapter, watch one educational video, role play a sales call, no junk food, meditate in the morning, meditate in the afternoon or evening before I go to bed, no beer, no alcohol, and no not biting nails. So these are my first round of habits that I'm tracking, and I can really see. I mean, it's quite interesting to see like what actually happens in a month. Because when you start tracking too, because look, I'm 61 now, and the years just have flown by. My son is like 17 and going to be graduating high school now, and I'm just like, wow, where did those years go? So when you do something like this and you journal or you track your habits and you do it daily, it slows time down, and you start to really see that you do have quite a bit of time, in your life to do whatever it is you want to do. And so I mean, it's just it's really shown me that the more I write daily, the less time flies by. And it shows me that I have a ton of time left to do what I want to do. And I just reiterating that because it's an important, I believe. And I have weekly goals, I have monthly goals. And that's kind of at the bottom here. Okay. So I'm a big fan. And I've gone through this book. I'll do it one more time, show you, because anything that works for me, if you're watching this, then comment below, or comment wherever you find this, is that you have read this book, and one is reading it, right? So yeah, you can say you read it, but like, what did you actually do? Did you actually change your habits? Did you take something from the book and do something about it? That's what I would want to know when you're making a comment. And if you want any I'll give you any kind of advice I can give you based on what I've seen. And it's been, if people will say, oh, it hasn't been that long, you don't know, or whatever. And it's been 3 weeks now, over 21 days. And now actually it's been 2.5 weeks. So I don't think it's been 3 weeks yet. No, but I feel like amazing. I feel like the world is just turned. It's crazy what happens when you do some of these things. And so, I've started learning more every day. I started, I like the part in the book where it says, I'm the kind of person that, right? Because back when I was young, I wanted to be an actress, and I had my whole life revolving around, I wanted to be an actress. And so when it didn't happen, and I became a professional waitress back in the day, I was just like, my whole identity was just gone. And I love the idea of, I'm the type of person who. That's another thing that I got from the book was, there's the tiny habits, right? And chunking it down. So you just start, right? You just take one little step. And I have to, I always say this is, if you've watched me at all, you'll hear me talk about this, but I'm a big fan of The Wizard of Oz. So if you haven't seen that movie, it's definitely one to see in your lifetime. But there's something about Dorothy and the Yellow Brick Road. And, people ask me when it comes to anything that they're like wanting to do. And then I always make this analogy, is that if you remember Dorothy when they said, she wanted to get to Oz. And what did they say? Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. And but interesting thing is if you look at the movie and watch it, she doesn't like walk across the grass and get over on the road like a little ways down. What does she do? She starts at the very beginning. And the beginning is where you are right now, right? And so I took that methodology too when it came to my learning how to play the drums at 60. And I just like, well, where do you start? You start at the very beginning. You buy a drum set, right? You buy some sticks, and then you figure out how you're going to learn. And then you just sit there and do it. And so brick after brick after brick after brick after brick. And so same thing with the habits. It's like I love the fact that it's just like wherever you are now, like do an analysis of where you are, where you want to go, and take one thing that you can do and just make it so small even, where if you want to uh, uh, lose weight, for example, just, start tracking your food or say no to something that isn't really good for you as far as food goes, and then document it, right? I mean, you can start there. That's where I've started a lot of these things. I wanted to not bite my nails. So what have I done? I just like just today, stop. I just don't bite my nails today. And if I do, I then I do like the circles as well, especially the ones that are very important that if I don't do them, that I like highlight, what? Come on, you need to focus on this. But it's like, and it's only been, not very long. And next thing you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually have my nails are getting more and more beautiful. I mean, it's crazy just because I like focused on it. I just wrote it down and I have a habit tracker. So if you do nothing or take nothing else, it's like get the book, listen to the book, whatever, and then take one thing that you can do from the book and actually apply it. And there you go. You will be on your way. Go to Amazon. What is this? Less, $4 or something. Get yourself a habit tracker, or just take a notebook and just write stuff. You don't need something as like this, but just get it and do it. It's kind of I do like the I don't know if they still have it Nike when it says just do it. I mean, just do it. And so that's what I just did. I was like, just do it. Whatever happens, happens. And I'm just amazed at what happens. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this. And, wherever you see this video, comment on it. Let me know. Do you have the book already? And how does it change your life? Or what has it done to, and if you haven't, you bought it, you haven't read it. Okay, what are you doing about it? And read one page. That's what he says. You want to start reading a page. Read one paragraph, just so you're at least taking some action. Okay, but then let me know. And if it's changed your life, or if you've instilled some new habits or whatever, I mean, that would be cool for anybody else who is thinking about it as well. They can see, oh, maybe I should do this, because how many other people have done it as well. All right. So with that being said, make it a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.